Hello you lot, how you doing? Just making a cup of tea. We're at Ilminster Caravan and Motorhome Club site on the way to Cornwall. It's about halfway for us. It took us about, I don't know, 3 hours to get here. Had a slow run, so it probably took us about 3.5 hours actually, because I stopped for some fuel. But I thought I'd give you a little look round here and then just talk about some things about the old van. I thought I'd do a few different videos on motorhoming and what you need and what we've got for the van and what we find works for us. I thought that might be helpful for those of you that maybe are thinking about getting a motorhome or a caravan. Through trial and error and bits and bobs, we've sort of come up with a good little set of kit now, bits and bobs that I've got for the van, just to protect it a little bit, and that you're probably going to need and like for yours. So I'll go over to the entrance, have a quick walk around this site. It's only a little place, so it'll only take, I don't know, 5-6 minutes to do that. Show you around, and then I'll go over the bits I've got for the van. I'm going to do the outside of the van first to show you what you're going to need and like must-haves and nice-to-haves, if you like, for the outside of the van to start with, and then I'll go through all the other bits and pieces that you're going to need, peripheral stuff for the outside of the van, and then I'll go through bits and bobs for the inside of the van. What do you think of that? Works? Yeah? Okay, I'll do that for you. Let's go to the entrance and I'll give you a quick walk around the site and then get on with the other stuff. See you in a bit when I get there. Right, so I'm at the entrance now and we're at Ilminster Caravan and Motorhome Club site. Spotless here. Absolutely lovely. And considering it's quite close to a main road, not that close but close, it's very peaceful. All you can hear is the birds. You can hear a quiet hiss of the road in the distance, but I don't know if you can hear that. It's all birds around here, and you're set just off the road at about 300 yards off the road down this little country lane amongst all these fields. Now this little country lane you just have to be a bit careful on, because it's a typical country lane of this area. High hedgerows, high banks and narrow. So if you're walking down there and you get to this part up here where we was yesterday and a BMW comes flying down, you got nowhere to go. Luckily we was right by a passing place, so we got in there, but bear that in mind. When you're here you have to be careful walking around the lanes, but it is very beautiful. It's lovely. So I'll flip you around and give you a little look around the site, eh? Now you drive in down this lane, just off the road. I wouldn't follow where your sat-nav tells you. Go to the next turning, because one is 3 miles down a little skinny lane, and the other one's 250 yards, 300 yards down a little lane. I know what one I took. It's always worthwhile checking your sat-nav first before you actually set off on your journey, and go to where you're going to end up. And just have a little look around there, either on a map or on your sat-nav, to see if there's an easier entrance. Sometimes it'll take you down the shortest one and take you down all loads of little lanes where you could just carry on the main road and get into the site more easily. But this is where you arrive. Got your office there, that's where you book in. Two really nice ladies welcomed us, absolutely lovely. Really nice people. And you park up there right in front of me. That's if you turn up late, you have to pull up there and you can plug in there, and then they'll show you to your pitch in the morning. But you go and book in at reception. That little shed there is your information kiosk. It's got all stuff in there like where to go in the area and books and stuff. There's a gentle reminder to all dog owners. Check that out. Mandy and Sue are the people that run it. Very nice. Very nice people. Been over for a chat, really lovely. Got a little water feature there, which is very zen. So I'll take you around the site. So as I said, to the left there, that's where you pull up to park when you book in. And all around the edge are your pitches. These are all grass pitches. There are hard standing as well, which I'll show you in a second. There's 68 pitches on the site. Dogs are welcome as long as they're kept on a short lead, not let off running around. What you can see in front of you there is the toilet block, pot wash and laundry area. I'll show that in a little while. Now you can have barbecues on site as long as they're kept off the grass, and you can't have an open fire. If you have visitors on site, you have to meet them at reception, and I think they have to park their vehicles there. So it's got a spot on motorhome service point here. That's a drive over grey waste disposal, and this is where you can fill up with water and also empty. If you've got a roll along wastewater collector, you can empty that in there. That's the sort of cesspit, and it's a really good one, this one. It's absolutely no smell at all, nice and quiet, and they recycle the liquid waste and just have the solid wastes pumped out. As you can see, all these are hard standing. They're all very, very level. I just backed onto my pitch, job done, happy days. Really nice. Over there is a little fenced in dog walking area. I'll take you over there in a little while. And there are fire points all round the site. Always familiarise yourself with the site when you get there. This is your black waste, your toilet, nice long hose, just like you like it. Spotlessly clean, look at that, look, it's flipping spotless, that is, no smells whatsoever, really nice and clean. Don't throw any towels, wipes or liners into there, because it can't be recycled, it just blocks everything up, right? So I'll just take you over to the dog walking thing. I'll speed it up here a bit, I think, do a bit of speed walking. Quick and eye. Right, so this is the little dog area. You can let your dogs off in here, as long as you haven't got one like Raven who can jump over the blinking fence. There's a dog poo bin now. Always pick your dog poo up and put it in the bin. Don't hang it in the trees like the idiots do. My mate Tom likes me saying that. So I'll take you back over now to where we are. But it's a really spotless little site. Lovely. Grass is kept really well. It's quite well drained soil. But obviously it's been really, really wet since we've been waiting to come here, and they've kept people off the grass pitches, otherwise they get churned up. Let's get you back over to where I am now. I'll show you where I am. Before we get over to where I am, it's another little service point. There's two of these on site, one by the exit and one halfway round. 5 miles an hour on site, no faster. 5 miles an hour, that's what it says. 2 drinking water things you can fill your rollers up with, and your recycling points, and another fire point. Really nice and clean. And again, there's pitches all the way around now, all the way around the edge, and then in the sort of middle bit you've got all your hard standing. There we are. There's old Gladys, and there's the toilet blocks. I'll take you in there. There's the gas thing there that heats the toilets and showers, but I'll take you in the toilets. All very disabled friendly here. It's all anti-slip all over the decking, and there's a ramp around the other side. No ride on equipment on it. And this is your dishwashing area. Again, as you'd expect, absolutely gleaming. The ladies come around to clean all this. It's really, really spotless in here, and you can do all your scrub-a-dub-dubbing in there, get rid of all your dirty pots and washing. Little shelf there, and 3 sinks. It's pretty sweet. Let's show you this. There's a disabled toilet. Ask at reception for the key for that. And there's the ramp just to your left there. You can get up if you're a wheelchair user. Looks like things like that. As I say, these sites are really well thought out, spotlessly clean, really nice. really got it right. Here's the gents, they clean all the facilities between 11 and 12, so it's nice and quick. Let's take you in here. There you go. Gentle reminder to all dog owners. Pause this if you like and have a little read of that. It's your fire evacuation procedure. There's fire assembly sites all around the site, so just have a look at that. Oh, there we are. Right, there's sinks all the way along here, this bit. There's your urinals, and there's your sinks to the right there. Your traps, nice and close to the entrance, just in case. Know what it's like. And there's your showers. Absolutely spotless. All smells nice. Really, really clean. Absolutely beautiful. Really great facilities here. Really nice. One of the best I've seen, really. We've been in a few campsites, let me tell you that. There's a squeegee, always squeegee your shower out afterwards so someone else can use it. And soap and dryer. It's nice and warm in there. And they've got those little handrails everywhere just in case you're disabled or whatever. It gives you a bit of a purchase. So we come around the end of the facility block. There's a little family room now. That's quite good. Little washroom. And this is your laundry area. Really nice little laundry area. I'll show you now. Couple of sinks. Wash your smalls out. And your wash machines. It's £4 for a wash. Massive flipping washer there, look. And £1 I think it is for your tumble dryer for 15 minutes. There you go. I think you get the tokens for that from the reception. There's a first aid kit there. So always familiarise yourself with the sites before you go in. That's the ladies. Not going in there. Oh yeah. Nice, huh? A little cut through there. What's this? Goes back to the van. There you go, nice little site, innit? It's only little, but very nice. The site wardens are really lovely, nice ladies that we've met. And the facilities are great, so yeah, what's not to like? So I'm going to show you a couple of bits on the van now, as I promised, just to show you what you can sort of get to trick it up a little bit and what you're going to need. You know, I'll flick around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There you go, there's Gladys. There's one thing you can get, reserved for sign. Now you can usually get those with just the motorhome on, but Sammy, being a clever little sod, she has printed out a number plate, which needs repairing. It's all right on the other side, and Gladys on the bottom, so that's quite cool, isn't it? So I'd say, one of the first things you need to get are these wing covers. Protect your investment, because these things, the actual wing mirror itself costs a flipping fortune. These are mirror guard ones, which are made out of the same material as crash helmets are made out of, and you will need them because no doubt someone will come too close to you in a van, or you'll clump a tree, and they will save your bacon, save you a lot of money. So up for 150 quid, say, for both of them, each side, you're going to save yourself a fortune if you whack one and smash it to pieces. So I'd say that's a good little buy straight away. That's what I always recommend people to get. I've got a stone chip guard on the front of mine. They're not very expensive. This thing here, easy to fit. Just fit with these little brackets there, screw it down. And then underneath there, I don't know if you can see that, there's some little rubber bungs, and that holds it away from your bonnet so it don't rub on your bonnet. I used to have a bonnet bra on there. Problem with those is they stretch, flap up and down, and mark your paintwork. I just got away with it. I noticed it before it started to mark the paintwork, so I got that off. It did save me from stone chips, but There we go. So I've got that on it at the moment. I'm going to leave the bug or stone guard on it, and then later on I'm thinking about having the front wrapped, new stickers put on. I'll have the bonnet wrapped then, and I'll stick a new stone chip guard on it. And one of them. So that's two things. Next thing is on the doors. Now I've fitted these, so dead handy. If you're like me and you don't like getting your seals all scratched up, you can buy these off of eBay. And that's a sort of a plastic guard, because whenever I get in the van I always tap my toe on there, especially if you've got snow on your boots or gravel. I always kick that. So to prevent you getting damaged, get these. I'll get them off of eBay. That's where you can get them from. I'll see if I can find the links, and I'll put the links in the information below. And then I've got these. These are little rubber mats that fit in, and they're velcroed on, these ones, and they just stop your well of your foot, where you put your foot, getting full of crap and scratched and full of dirt, because there's a couple of screw holes under here, and they just, if you're in and out with sand and gravel, they just get full up of sand and gravel. Doesn't look nice. So yeah, little kick guards and a little mat that goes in there. Coming down the side. Oh, I'll tell you what I've got here as well. I put a couple of those on, just in case your doors swing out and have to rest on something. I'll put them on as well. They're just cheap out of Alfred's. Next thing on the outside you're going to need is a cable. This is a 25 metre cable which goes to your electric point on your pitch. Now in mine I've got two of those, well three actually. I've got one under the seat, brand new one that come in the van. I ain't took it out yet, but I've got two of those. Obviously that makes up to 50 metres, and I've got a join piece as well, so you can plug both ends into it. You've got a 50 metre cable just in case you're somewhere and you're a long way away, as we have been on a campsite we're going to later on. I'll do a video on, called Holmesley, and I used two. So that's a connector that connects two of these together, your electric cables. Also I've got, you can plug on the end, is a plug that plugs it into a 3-pin socket, so you can plug it into your house. So when we go out to Jason and Jackie's, our friends up in Scotland, I usually plug into their outside plug socket, and that is well handy, especially if you're going to plug it in, like if you go on someone's drive or something to stay for a weekend or whatever, you can plug it into their garage or their house. Also, one thing to remember is you always unravel your cable. Never leave it wrapped up or on one of them coil up things. Never leave it in there, always unwind it. It takes a bit of time, but if you leave it wound up, they will get hot, especially in the summer, and they have been known to burst into flames. I've seen them rolled up on coils underneath people's caravans and motorhomes, and I usually go over and say to them, you do know they get red hot and they can catch fire. So that's another thing to bear in mind. I stuck that on the other day, look, Gladys, like stickers. Another thing we've got is this. It's a back box. It's a fuel carry-all box, and in there I've got some odds and sods and bits and pieces that I usually use. It's a bit of a mess in there, but I'm going to show you anyway. Let's have a look. So in there's my silverscreen. That's another must really, especially in the winter, and that is a big screen, and that you put across your front screen, and that stops the front of your vehicle, your window, getting full of condensation, especially in the winter months. Now something else I suggest you take or get is a Karcher. You know, one of them things you can clean windows with that sucks all the water off your windows. Get one of those, because if you do get condensation in your van, you need to get rid of it, otherwise it gets into your fabric of your van and doesn't leave. You need to make sure your van's aired out all the time. Open up the sunroofs and the windows whenever you can, just to give it a breathe, because obviously I think it's about 2/3 of a quart my American cousins, you breathe out moisture pretty much every night, and that's a lot of water, and that all goes in your van. Hence the reason you don't sleep with your head inside a sleeping bag. So yep, that's that. Next thing you're going to need are a couple of these chocks. That's to level your van up. Don't really need to explain too much about them, but I find the Malenko ones are better, even they've bent. But I had a couple of other ones before. I think they was yellow. They were absolutely pants. They just bent and collapsed. But these Malenko ones were a bit more hardy and lift you up a bit higher. They're a bit higher, so you can level your van out better. So yep, they're a definite buy. You need a set of those. And also in the back box I've got an aluminium step, a little aluminium step. But I see one of these the other day and I thought I'd make one of these up. It's working quite well. This is a tough box you can get out of Halfords. So what I did was I bought some AstroTurf off of Amazon, stuck it to the top of the recess of the box, so now we can wipe our feet off if we're in and out, get rid of this gravel off the bottom of your whatever you're wearing in and out your van. Yeah, I usually wear a pair of Birkenstocks, like flip-floppy type things, or Crocs or whatever, but you can use that to wipe them off before you get in the van. And also double handy is that we've got our walking boots in there as well, so we can put our walking boots on. They stay in that box and don't cover your van in mud. So that's another good little thing you can get. Halfords do them. So yeah, there's a few things on the outside that you might want to consider, but these are a must. I always tell people to get these. Oh, the other thing you're going to need is a hose to fill your motorhome up with water. I'll go around here in my side cupboard and show you. So in this locker here, 1 second, I've got a box of cleaning stuff in the bottom. I've got my Kadak. That's another electrical. That's my electrical cable cover. These are duck's back bags. I've got one for my Kadak, for my other electrical cable, etc. And they just stop. They're waterproof, so they hold the water in from your hose and that. But I use for a hose these flat ones, and this is a short one I've made up, so you haven't got an unravel or great big long one. Because at this campsite here, you can park right next to the water thing, so rather than unravelling a great big long one, you can use that. And that connects to another one, which makes it a great big long hose. Yeah? I used to use the blue food grade solid hose. However, in the winter time, when you're trying to roll it up, it's like flipping wrestling with the Kraken, giant squid, trying to get it back in its bag. These are absolutely brilliant. In the cold weather, they don't freeze solid and go really hard, so you struggle to roll them up. And this is food grade as well. The reason you use food grade is because inside a normal hose, they use a hessian or a man-made fibre, because it's cheap for your garden hose, and that can harbour harmful bacteria and stuff like that. It'll make you poorly when you fill your tank up, when it's all rotten and going manky and stuff living in it. Food grade has got a plastic fibre in it, plastic fibres in there, and it doesn't harbour any harmful bacteria that'll make you ill. I'm putting that straight in your tank. We see someone the other week putting water in their tank from the hose where we keep the van, and that's a manky old garden hose that I stuck on there years ago because someone drove over the other one and we use it to wash the van with. Someone's pulled up and started filling their van up with it. Didn't have time to tell them not to do it, but there we go, each to their own. So yeah, that's a few things you're going to need. So hose, electric cable, your kick guards, your little mats, rubber mats for your front, definite them things, your wing mirror covers, little bug shield, and the silverscreen goes right the way over the front of that, and an aluminium step, a little aluminium step, and you could use JP's little tricked up box as well, and your chocks. There you go. Happy days, eh? That's it then. I think I'll leave that there. A little walk around the site. A few little bits for your van you need to be aware of. I'll start doing some other stuff as well. Show people how to empty a cassette toilet and fill up with water, empty your grey waste, etc. Just bits and pieces that we usually do just off the cuff as we're going around. It's just stuff you do, but a lot of people don't know how to do it. We had one chap stopped me the other day when we was on a campsite, and he said, "Where's the hose for the water?" I said, "Well, it should be in your van, mate." He went, "Oh, I thought all campsites had hoses on the water pipes." I went, "No, you have to take your own." So I offered to lend him mine. Ooh, while I'm there, you will need some of these. Before I forget, these things, they go on the water tap at campsites, right? Some have them on, some don't, but I suggest you get a little codgel of them. I'll keep a couple in the bag and a couple either side in the door pads, and that's what you screw onto the tap and then connect your hose to. You will flipping lose one of them. You will leave one on a tap sooner or later and drive away, and then that creates an absolute problem because you can't use your hose. So I suggest you get a few of them. Just cheap plastic ones. You can get them from B&Q or Homebase or anywhere like that. Just get about 5 of them, I'd suggest. Otherwise you're knackered without them. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on. Let you get on with your day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Stay safe, stay sane. I'll catch you on the flip side. Catch you at the next place. We're moving tomorrow. Bye.